Beyond ARTV, beyond the reviews, it's time for another episode of 7 on Sunday. This week, another viewer requested one as usual. This time I will be doing my 7 favorite debut albums, starting with 2001's Is This It by The Strokes. I have not reviewed this album yet, but I plan to, so I'm going to save the majority of my thoughts for that review. But it just really, it was a new wave of like garage influenced rock that just really brought back those elements, along with, I feel like, the White Stripes, kind of back to mainstream popularity in the alternative and rock scene. Bands containing garage elements had kind of gone away during the late 90s, and this was kind of like a garage rock revival. I just thought Is This It and then Room on Fire were both extremely solid records, and Is This It was so impressive for a debut record. Next up is the Crash Kings self-titled record. What I love about them and about this entire record is the fact that instead of a lead guitar, they use a piano to play those guitar parts. Mountain Man is the song that drew me in. That's the one that hit #1, their only hit ever. It hit #1 on the alternative songs chart, and it just immediately made me want to check out more of their music. And that whole album, start to finish, it's got tracks like You Got Me, Raincoat, Come Away, which is probably my overall favorite, tied with Mountain Man. It's just a collection of songs that really show what their lead vocalist can do. He just howls on some of these tracks over these pianos and bass and drums. Everything works so well together, and it was just an album that I never expected. It kind of came out of left field and blew me away. Hot Fuss by The Killers, the 2005 album, is next on my list, filled with tracks like Jenny Was a Friend of Mine and Smile Like You Mean It, Mr. Brightside, of course, all of these things that I've done. On Top would be another one of my favorites from that record. It's something that I got into immediately in 2005. I had a copy of the CD before it got taken by my dad, like taken away with all my other CDs. But I love listening to that thing, start to finish still. It's just when the Killers exploded, this huge new band, everybody was into them, it seemed like, and this record still holds up to this day. Let's throw it back to the 90s. Weezer's The Blue Album. I'm actually going to be doing a review of that this week. That's going to be up on my main channel on Thursday. So make sure you subscribe over there at Album Review TV. The link is in the description down below, along with my Facebook, Twitter, and vlog, and everything else you could possibly find. It's in the description down below. I'm going to be reviewing that. 1994, it just turned 20 years old. Just a classic alternative record with garage rock influences all over the place. Nerd rock is something that a lot of people use to describe that record. It was just, at the time, I don't think anybody expected this album, and nobody expected it to take off like it did. Then we bring it back to the modern days with one that just came out last year. It's Lorde's Pure Heroin. If you remember, if you saw my review, I gave it a 5 out of 5. I think this album is pretty much flawless. I just listened to it yesterday, actually, and I was just recalling how much love I did have for this thing. It's minimalism, it's electronic flair, her edgy attitude, and just shaking off the regular pop star life. Lorde is a very talented young girl, and I cannot wait to see what she does in the future. 2 more to go. A Fever You Can't Sweat Out by Panic! At the Disco is next on my list. The poster's right over there, the album cover. That came with my vinyl copy of it. It's just such a fun dance rock record with theatrical elements out the wazoo. There's really so much fun to be had while listening to this record. The song titles even, but it's better if you do. I Write Sins Not Tragedies. A lot of these titles just make me laugh. They had a knack at that time for just really theatrical stuff. They lost 2 of the members that they had on this record, and that's why things have changed. I still do like Panic! At the Disco, but I will always forever miss These Days, just because of the fact that this debut record was just so much fun and impressed me so much. I remember seeing the video for I Write Sins Not Tragedies on Fuse and thinking, who the hell are these guys? And then I was like, wow, this song's pretty good, this song's pretty good, well, I like this one too. And then I have the album in my hands, and then we're looking at almost 10 years later, and I still love this thing to death. Last on my list is one that a lot of you guys were probably wondering, alright, where is it? When is he going to get to it? When is he going to say that one? Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park. I know there's a lot of Linkin Park fans that watch my videos, and I am definitely a huge fan of theirs. I recently reviewed Hybrid Theory, so you probably saw that one coming. It was an explosion of rap and rock, combined with a new metal feel. It was something that just revitalized the rock scene in the early 2000s, going diamond, selling 10 million copies in the US alone. Holy shit, this record was just on fire for so long, and still, there's so many of these tracks that everyone knows, everyone gets into, and then you've got your deeper cuts like High Voltage, Runaway, By Myself. So what did you guys think of my choices for my 7 favorite debut records? Let me know some of yours, maybe your top 3 in the comments section down below, and of course, leave me suggestions for future episodes of 7 on Sunday. I really do I read the comments, I go off of you guys' suggestions, what you want to see. So let me know down there in the comments, and I will see you very soon right here on Beyond ARTV, Beyond the Reviews. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.